Hello everyone and welcome to the session 3 of unit 2 estimation of material cost for the course estimation and costing. The course code is 15ME61T for 6th semester diploma mechanical engineering. Myself Muhammad Imran, lecturer, Government Polytechnic Harvard. So in the session 3 we are discussing the following content. We are mainly focusing on a break-even point, the break-even chart and the break-even analysis, use of break-even chart, break-even analysis, assumptions in break-even. So what is that break-even point or a break-even chart in the break-even analysis? So break-even point, it is also known as BEP, break-even point, represents the production quantity for which the total cost of the producing the goods equal to the sales price. At break-even point, there will be neither any profit nor any loss to the manufacturer. So break-even, in a simple words, we can say it is a point where the company makes no profit or no loss. How it is possible for making no profit or no loss? It's very simple. So for producing any components, you must invest some money. That will be the total cost of the product. So you should have to invest some money. That will you should have to take as total cost of the money, right? So if you are producing any component, you will invest some money. So that will your the investment will be your uh, total cost of the money, and you will sell some product after adding the profit to that uh, product. After adding profit to that product or goods you have manufactured, you will begin to sell that component. So if you keep on selling, so at some point you will gain some money. That money is equal to your total cost you have invested. So, so whatever invested, that money has come by selling some of the goods, not fully, partial goods. For example, you have manufactured 100 goods. So while selling 85 goods, you got your total cost which you have invested. So that is the point. So where your total cost invested, whatever you are invested, you got that money back. So it is the point. Now you have got your everything money. So if you sell more than one goods, one product than that, suppose 85 I am telling, if you sell 86 point, if it's 86 goods, then you will get profit, right? So 85 is you got your total cost, everything. So if you keep on selling 86 product, you will receive the profit. So if your product sold only 84, only you are able to sold the 84 product, then you are gaining the loss, right? Because your invested amount has not come yet. So if you want to get your invested total cost, you have to sell 85 products. So the 85 is a product where you doesn't make any loss or it doesn't make any profit. So if you sell less one component less than that, you will get loss. And if you sell more than one component than 85, so you are going to get the profit. So is the about break even analysis. So you can say in your words that in a production word you can say uh, uh, the production quantity for which the total cost of producing the goods equal to the total sales price. So production quantity for which the total cost of producing the goods, total cost of the producing the goods is equal to the total sale price, the price coming from selling the product. So which covers the total production cost. Then it is called as break-even point. At break-even point, there will be neither any profit nor any loss to the manufacturer. So these are some terms for calculating the break-even point. So Q is the quantity at break-even point. So quantity, as I said, example is 85. F is fixed cost, V is variable cost per unit produced, S is selling price per unit. So these are the variables. F is fixed cost. So as you know that in any production cost there will be some fixed cost and some variable cost which varies. Fixed cost remains fixed, that will be studied in the next discussion what is fixed cost and what is variable cost. S is the selling price you have fixed for the that goods. So you can see that this quantity at break even point multiplied by the variable cost plus F fixed cost is fixed. So if you multiply the variable cost, that is Q is break even point. So whatever components you sold, for that only you have to multiply the variable cost, because it varies with the volume of production. If you manufacture one component, then variable cost will be considered for only one component. If you manufactured 85 components, then you have to multiply the variable cost with the 85 component, because it varies with the volume of production. So if it is one, then the expense will be less. If it manufacture 10, then the variable cost will vary. It will increase. For that, we are multiplying it by the break even point quantity at break even point. For example, 85 into variable cost. So for example, for one component it is 1 rupees. For 85 component, that will become 85 rupees. Fixed cost is fixed, whatever may be the volume. So it's equals to S. S is the selling price into Q, quantity at break even point. So that must be equal, because S is your total quantity sell price of the, for example, you have fixed 10 rupees for a that goods. Q is the break even point, quantity at break even 85. So 85 into 10 equals to 850. That must be equal to the 850 here. So 850 equals to 850. That means your total cost is this one. It should match the amount received from by selling the quantity. The amount received will be equals to selling price of one component into amount quantity sold. So quantity sold is 85. So it should be 850. So it should be equal to this 85. Then it is known as break even point. If you substitute everything, you will get the formula Q equals to F divided by S minus V. At break-even analysis is used to determine how much sales volume your business need to start making profit. So the break-even analysis is required to calculate how much sale you must need, how much volume of sales you must need in order to make the profit. So in break-even analysis, come to know that how much component it will sell that you are going to get profit. So it is very much required that how much volume you need to sell in order to making the profit. The break-even analysis is especially useful when you are developing a rising strategy. So for making strategy and everything for increasing profit, the break-even analysis is must required either as part of marketing, so plan or business. In economy and business, especially the cost accounting, the break-even point is a point at which cost or expenses and revenues are equal. So break-even analysis at all the cost and the revenues are equal. What all the cost or expenses, whatever the cost you are invested in that goods, and revenues means all the income generated from that components by selling or whatever. So that must be are equal. Then only we will get the break-even point. The total cost equals to total revenue. So total cost of the invested money must be equal to the revenue generated from that component, equals to break-even point. So there are two types of basic cost the company incurs. So as I explained here, this variable cost and fixed cost. There are two costs: variable cost and fixed cost. What is variable cost? So a variable cost in any component is a cost which varies with the volume of production. So variable, as the name itself tells, it is variable. It will vary with the volume of production. If you manufacture less component, then the variable cost is less. If you manufacture higher component, then the variable cost is varies. It depends upon the number of quantity produced. For example, power charges. So if you manufacture less component, then power requirement is less. If you manufacture higher larger production, then the power cost is higher. And also the cost of material for purchasing marketing, material cost. So you have to buy the material from the market, the raw material. So if you manufacture higher large number of product, then the market material requires is higher. If you manufacture less component, the cost of the material required is also less, and that will be reduces the cost of the material, and also the salaries paid to the labor. So the labor, if they produce more components, then you have to give more salaries to them, more incentives to them. If they manufacture less components, according to the components they manufacture, uh, you have to give them salary, and the coolant required, and the uh, uh, cotton waste. So if you manufacture more component, the more coolant is required, because you have to keep on using it in the machines, and coolant, cotton waste, everything. So this will vary. So whatever the volume increases, volume of production increases. So this the cost also increases. So it depends upon the quantity. For example, for one quantity you have to fix 2 rupees, you have to fix 3 rupees. Like after the calculation, you come to know. So if you manufacture 100, then you have to multiply it by the rate for variable cost of unit quantity. For example, 2 rupees for one quantity. If you manufacture 1000 components, then it will become 1000 into 2000. Similarly, if you manufacture 5000 components, that will become 10,000. So simply it will vary with the volume of production. If the production increases, the variable cost increases. Power charges, coolant required, labor cost, example. So next is fixed cost. The fixed cost remains same regardless of the volume of production. Fixed, as the name itself tells, the fixed cost is one which remains same even after the volume of production increases. Whatever may be the volume of production, but fixed cost remains same. What are those then? Then it is the depreciation of building, whatever may be the components. So you are using you are funding the same amount every year for the building. So building will not cost will not increase. The rent of the building, whatever the maybe the volume of production, you are fixing the rent for a month. So however you use 24 hours, you have to pay the same rent. Depreciation of building, depreciation of machines, and the salaries of the office persons, the salaries of the indirect labor. They are helping the direct labor. So whatever may be, if the component is more, then only the direct labor has to work more, not about the officers who are sitting in the administration should have to work more. So they are working for the same time. So salaries paid to the officers, indirect labor. So these are fixed costs. It will not vary. Insurance of the company, rent, wages of indirect labor, depreciation of building, more. So these are comes under fixed cost that will remain fixed, whatever may be the volume of production. So these are about two total cost includes fixed cost and variable cost. So in order to calculate how the profitable the product will be, we must first look into the cost price and revenue involved. Cost price and revenue involved. Cost price is nothing but total cost. Revenue is the revenue income generated from selling of the product. So unit price. Unit price is the cost fixed for a particular product. Whatever the cost, selling price you are fixed for a single product, then it is known as unit price. For example, 20 rupees per product, per price, total cost. The sum of the fixed cost and the variable cost is known as total cost. The sum of the fixed cost and variable cost. Again, you are confusing with what is then fixed office cost, and what is what is factory cost. So these are comes in this whatever the cost may be, that will come under these two category only, fixed cost and variable cost only. For example, factory cost. Factory cost, in factory on cost, all the expenses are some type of is categorized as fixed cost, some type of is categorized as variable cost. For example, in factory cost you will get cost of coolant and the cost of rent of the factory. So factory rent is a fixed cost, whereas the coolant is, it comes under variable cost. So all categories will comes under these two cost only. So the total variable cost equals to fixed cost plus total variable cost. The product of expected unit sale and variable unit cost, accepted unit sale into variable unit cost. Total revenue, accepted unit sale multiplied by the unit price. As I told, 85 into 10, this is 85 into variable cost, for example 2 rupees per quantity, then it will become uh, variable cost. Profit or losses. The monetary gain or loss resulting from revenue after subtracting all the associated costs. Total revenue minus total cost. So that will be profit. So after, for example, you are manufactured 100 products. After getting 85 products, you got your all the revenues. So if you keep on increasing the uh, selling of the product, then 100 product if you got sold out, then you will get more revenue than the total cost invented. So if you deduct the total revenue or a total income from the total cost, then it will become profit. So break-even chart is a graphical representation of interrelation between quantity produced and the cost of producing and sales return. You can see it is a graphical representation of volume of production and cost of production and the sales return. So it is, you can show here. So this is the fixed cost line, whereas this is the volume of this is fixed cost. It remains fixed whatever may be the volume of production. You can see it is straight line because it is remains fixed whatever may be the volume of production. And this is the variable cost. See here, it increases as the total cost increases. Why it is started from here? Because fixed cost you have to first add, then the variable cost. The total cost will be like this up to this. So it will start from here. So it will vary with the volume of production. You can see it is increasing with the volume of production. So this is the sales line. So a point where the total sales line or a total sales return line touches the uh, total cost of production. You can see this is the quantity of break-even point. This is the Q. This is the in our we are given example. This is 85 quantity. Okay, it is the point where the total cost line meets the sales line. So break-even chart is a graphical representation of interrelationship between quantity produced, cost of producing and sales return. The total cost of production, that is fixed cost and variable cost, and the total sales return value are plotted against the quantity produced. The intersection of the total cost and the total sales return lines gives the break-even point. The intersection of total cost line and the total sales line gives the break-even point. So this is the loss area and this is the profit area. If you reach this point, you will get no profit or no loss. If you increase your sales, then you will get this much of profit. And if you won't reach this quantity, then you are gaining loss. Okay. The break-even chart indicates the profit or loss at varying level of production activity. As I said, so this is the loss area and this is the profit area. From the figure, we see that there will be no loss to the organization if the quantity produced is less than Q, but if the quantity produced is less than more than Q, then there will be profit. So if you manufacture more than this Q, then you are getting a profit. If you manufacture less than the quantity Q, you are gaining a loss. Break-even analysis. So break-even chart are also used for comparing the cost producing a product by different manufacturing process. The total cost of two alternative processes are plotted on a graph against the quantity to be produced. The point where these two lines intersect is known as break-even point. So, other uses of break-even point is the break-even analysis. If you manufacture a same product with a two different manufacturer are plotted here. You can see this is there are two components here, that is component A and component B. Both are same component, but they are manufacturing with the different manufacturing process. So you can see here this is fixed cost of process A component of process A. This is the fixed cost of the process B, and this is the variable cost of the process A, and this is the variable cost of the process B. Where these two uh, total cost of the two products will meet at a point that is called as break-even point. So a point where these two lines intersect, the total cost line intersect, then it is known as break-even chart. It tells us Use process A if the quantity to be manufactured is less than the break-even point. So if you are manufacturing the component less than this break-even point, then you have to use the process A. Use the process B if you are manufacturing the quantity which is more than the break-even point. So here it will tell us which process is increases the production. It increases the production cost. Which process increases the production cost? So that we can use the other process. Here we tell which process of manufacturing a particular product will be profitable or not by using a break-even analysis. So here they are used one component for by two different manufacturing process. So they are plotted all the fixed line and fixed cost line and variable cost line. So the point where this total cost of process A and process B meets, that is known as break-even point. So from this analysis, we come to know that if you are manufacturing a component less than the break-even point, then you should have to use the process A, which will be profitable. If you are manufacturing a component which is more than the break-even point, then you have to use the process B, which is profitable. So this is one of the best application of the break-even chart. The assumptions made in the uh, break-even point. All elements of cost of production, administrative and selling. All elements of the cost, that is production, administration, selling and distribution, can be divided into fixed and variable components. So whatever the cost involved in the production of that component, whatever maybe it may be telephone charges or printing charges, all are categorized under fixed and variable component. As I told, all the factory cost, all the administrative expenses, whatever may be, are divided into fixed and variable components. The variable cost remains constant per unit of output. The variable cost remains constant per unit of output. That means, as I told, the variable cost may not vary with the volume of production. With the variable cost varies with the volume of production. If you manufacture a 1,000 components, then you have to multiply it with, by the variable cost per unit product. For example, you have to fix 5 rupees or 10 rupees per unit the variable cost. If you manufacture 10 components, then the variable cost will become 5 into 10, 50. If you manufacture 1,000 components, then the variable cost will become 5 into 1,000, 5,000. So you have to fix the variable cost with a particular unit of the component. So if it is varies and the variable cost varies, the fixed cost remains constant at all volume of output. The fixed cost remains fixed whatever may be the volume of production. The selling price per unit remains unchanged or constant at all levels of output. So during the plotting of the chart, the fixed cost, the selling price should remain same. You should not vary that you are making loss. So you cannot vary the selling price during the total process of putting the or making the break-even chart. So you cannot vary in between the selling price, or by increasing the profit, you should not vary the selling price. So that is the assumption. The volume of production is the only factor that influences the cost. The volume of production is the only factor that influences the cost. So the volume of production is the main thing that will varies the cost, because if the volume of production increases, then the variable cost increases, that influences the cost of the product. You have to make a much you have to add the all the expense, and you have to increase the sales price by adding the profit. There will be no change in the general price level. So there is one product, and in the case of multiple products, the sales remain constant. There is only one product we are analyzing. In case of multi-product, the sales remain constant. In case of multi-product, the sales remain constant. These are the assumptions. So here break-even chart is mainly used to identify the break-even point. With that point is used to gain whether the company is making profit or loss, or how much sales you must have to make in order to make no profit or no loss. So that is the main use of the break-even chart. So up to that, thank you. We'll come with next session. Thank you for watching this session.